Yeah, back in the 1600s, Saint Ignatius talked about the development of communication skills as being very important to students in Jesuit institutions, Jesuit schools.
My category is informative speaking. Informative speaking is probably the most basic form of speaking. You're in front of a classroom with about, I'd say, 10 or 15 people, and you have about 3 to 5 poster boards, and you're pretty much giving information about a topic, preferably a topic that is relevant to everyone sitting in the room. It can range from an object such as cinnamon or toys, or to like a problem in the world such as unemployment.
But what exactly is envy? According to the 1991 book, The Psychology of Jealousy and Envy, written by Peter Swami, in order for envy to occur, we must feel a certain emotion due to the fear that they will never gain something that another individual possesses. The book then states that this can then lead to the common emotions of anger, resentment, depression, guilt, admiration, and longing.
What poetry is when you find a group of poems all by the same author and you would put those together and write an introduction and then perform those poems. Or you do what I do is I actually find a program with the same theme. For example, I'm doing one on monsters. So I find one all about monsters, I put them together, write an introduction, memorize them, and then perform them.
Ridwan's father hung himself in the box because he thought his son was ashamed of him. What is genocide? Maureen's mother gave her skin lightening cream the day before she started 6th grade. What is genocide? What is genocide? Carlos! What is genocide? This. This right here is genocide. I was born May 22nd, 1978. She would say 2 a.m. Tuesday. 2nd floor, Cooper Hospital, Camden, New Jersey, a brown boy. Born blue from the womb of a white woman 2 months too soon, but she would say I was beautiful.
Basically, extemporaneous speaking is a public address event, meaning that you write your own speeches. And unlike the other public address events, you don't actually write your speeches beforehand. You go into a tournament, draw 3 topics, and then from a box of stuff that you've compiled over the past month or 2 months of just information and newspaper articles, you use those articles to create a speech based on the topic that you draw. The speech is 5 to 7 minutes, and you get 30 minutes of prep time beforehand.
More significant role. They provide the basic support for any organization. If more people recommend it, the stronger the organization will be.
Hi, I'm Michael Briganti, and I'm a varsity member on the Creighton Prep speech team. My category is HI. I've been doing HI for about 6 years now. I always have a lot of fun with it. It's lighthearted, unlike DI, which are more serious topics. And you get a script from like a play or something like that, and it's roughly about 10 minutes. You memorize it, and then you develop characters, scenes, and character stances, and then you go between them during your performance. Again, I always have a lot of fun with it, and it allows you to go crazy.
The two of them had disappeared, but I felt remarkably perky. And a slipping of my hellish chains, I was so enraptured by these strange new feelings, I stumbled headfirst into a stocky, white angel. Hi, who goes there?
Oh, it's, just me.
Hold on. Are you from Earth?
Yes? What is going on here?
Hey, Michael. I was just inquisiting this being whence he cameth.
I've heard whispers of beings in the wrong places, and you know how he hates beings in the wrong places.
For Student Congress, we get a packet of bills before each tournament. And the bills have to do with political issues, economic issues, basically anything that the government would deal with. And then we go through, we research them, write speeches, and then at the tournament, it's kind of set up like a mock Congress. And we give 3-minute speeches on an affirmation or negation of the bills. My fellow representatives, I stand before you in firm negation of a piece of legislation to end the electoral college system. I stand in negation for 3 main points. Firstly, the electoral college system is the bulwark of our federalistic system. Secondly, it produces a decisive winner. And lastly, there are numerous problems associated with the popular vote system.
Now you have to understand that in speech and debate, we have events for any type of student. If you're a student, for example, that excels in social studies, if you enjoy classes such as political science and history, and you deal with current events, extemporaneous speaking is what God intended for you. Because this is where you take issues of the day and you talk about them, you take a position. If you are a student, for example, that enjoys sad movies, obviously dramatic interpretation is a great event for you because you take a cutting or a portion of a play and you interpret it, making for an interesting production. If you're a student that likes being funny, you enjoy improv, humorous interpretation could be an event for you.
The first thing we'd like everybody to know is that we have an incredible amount of experience. I've been coaching now for 5 years, 2 years at Millard South and 3 years at Creighton Prep. I'm going to be completing my bachelor's in journalism in about a semester, and then I will begin my master's in communication in about a year roughly. Now with that master's in communication, I'll hopefully have an assistantship which will pay for my master's, and I helped earn that through my connections to speech and then my ability to interview, which is another thing you'll learn in speech. The other thing I'd like to talk about is Mr. Brown's credibility. Mr. Brown has been coaching now for roughly 30 years, debate and speech. He's coached at Millard South and Creighton Prep High School. The other thing Mr. Brown likes to do is he's taught numerous AP classes. He's also taught at Metro Community College. And the other thing he's done that's really nice is he constantly writes for journals. So there's a lot of side work you can do when you have a great background in speech.
Effective communication skills is something that is not only going to help you in your years at Creighton Prep and in your years of college, but it's something that you're going to take into the business community, the professional community, in law and in medicine, and so many other occupations. This year, our team in legislative debate finished 5th in the state of Nebraska. Our speech team finished 6th in the state of Nebraska, and that's out of 22 Class A teams. Last year on the speech side, we had the state champion in poetry interpretation. And this student this year placed 2nd in poetry interpretation. This year we had in congressional debate the state champion, outstanding student in congressional debate. We had 5 students this year qualify for the National Forensic League Grand National Tournament in Dallas. And another 5 students qualified for the National Catholic Forensic League tournament in Washington, D.C. One of those students, by the way, did finish in the national top 10.
Probably the most important thing we want students to know is that speech is an event that allows any student to come in. Whether you're an athlete, whether you're shy, whether you prefer to write your own material and you prefer to be a little bit more creative, it's an environment for everybody, and we really promote unity. You have excellent creative freedom, so you can write your own speeches, you can come up with your own topics, you can talk to us about how you want to develop your performance, but it's really great because you're going to have excellent coaches with excellent credentials, and you'll have complete creative freedom to work with us and to build your speaking, your writing skills, and hopefully move on to a great scholarship at a great college.
I've met a ton of people from around Omaha, from Lincoln, from around the entire state. Made a ton of friends. The meets are a lot of fun.
There's a place for you on the Creighton Prep speech and debate team. Stop by our room 224 Tuesday nights after school. Give me a call, give me an email. I'll be glad to talk to you. I know you want to be part of something that's maintaining a winning tradition here at Creighton Prep.